Hey, Ernie Johnson here, and I'm joined by Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Tonight, we'll be watching the Houston Rockets playing against the San Antonio Spurs. Well, for San Antonio, the talk has been that they don't want to play with caution tonight. They want to let it all hang out. They seem to be a pretty revved up group coming into this game. We'll see if that translates into success on the court. And we've always known that Kawhi Leonard is an amazing defender, but we've seen him grow on the offensive end the past few seasons. Just how good can Leonard get as a scorer, Kenny?
Well, because of his ability to shoot the three now, and, that challenges, he could challenge for the scoring title. And, he has strong finishes inside.
He's the best player on the San Antonio Spurs team. Kudos to Popovich for saying, Tim Duncan, Ginobili, thank you, but Kawhi, you are the man now.
That's it for us here as we send you to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports crew.
Tell them sit down. Be humble. Sit down.
Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Hi, everyone. This is Kevin Harlan with Chris Webber and Greg Anthony. Our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. Western Conference battles, always fun. This time, it's the San Antonio Spurs intent on protecting home court. And David Aldridge is standing by for our pregame report. David, good evening.
Well, Kevin, Kawhi Leonard has been a great defender from day one, but he has developed into an elite offensive player as well. And Greg Popovich says he basically tells me what he wants to do now. He knows he has a green light. I think that's the difference. He's more confident, more aggressive, more hungry to score than in the past. Kevin?
And they need him to be that way, D.A. Thank you, especially after Tim Duncan's retirement and Manu and TP getting older. This is Kawhi's team now, for sure. And we're watching two of the elite teams, Chris, go head-to-head. This one's going to be terrific.
We all know to be the best, you got to beat the best. Both of these teams are focused tonight.
Tip-off goes to Houston. A look at the opening lineup for the Houston Rockets. The two pillars of this team, Chris Paul and Harden, are the 1 and the 2. Anderson is down low with Capella. And it's Ariza in at the 3, the small forward. Now, here is Harden. 5 to shoot. Launches a 3. He's off on that one. On defense, Houston. Outside Aldridge. Green against Harden. Inside, here's Gasol. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist.
And the long arms that Gasol has is what allows him to drop dunks on defenders. What a powerful force close to the rim.
Now, here's Ariza. Passes it to Capella. There's the pick. He kicks it to Paul. The three-pointer, no good. Here's San Antonio. And Kawhi Leonard, the only player other than Michael Jordan and Hakeem Olajuwon to be an all-star starter. Greg win the Defensive Player of the Year and win a Finals MVP award.
And Kevin, I think it's fair to say that's some lofty company to be in. You're worried with the retirement of Tim Duncan. Would the Spurs go through a lull? And they found another two-way superstar to kind of build their team around, much in the same in terms of mannerisms as a Tim Duncan.
Oh, man, Capella absolutely destroys the opposition on the offensive glass, using that gigantic body of his to snag down second chance opportunity.
Al Paul following the three-point attempt by Tony Parker. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Aldridge. A different look now for San Antonio. Gay comes in for Pau Gasol. And it's Mills in for Parker. Gordon's checked in for the Rockets. Here's Paul. Green with the rebound.
And you know what? You can't get a better screen. Frees him up beautifully, but he just fails to capitalize.
That's the best laid plans, right? Well, I tell you right there, though, that's one they'll take every single time.
Paul with the screen for Harden. Anderson kicks to Paul. There's the triple. It's good from long range. Paul's got his first 3 points of the game.
And Paul has a beautiful stroke from deep. A gifted shooter who drains perimeter shots with consistency. Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
Will not go. This is off the front iron.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
And it's out of bounds. The Spurs able to retain possession here. And some changes here for the Spurs. Laverne, he's checked in for Aldridge. Anderson comes in for Leonard. And it's Ginobili in for Green. Houston also making some changes. Nene, he's checked in for Clint Capella. And Mbamute comes in for James Harden. Yes, that goes in. Anderson's got his first basket.
And you just hate to give up those second chance points.
They can be discouraging, frustrating, but you only have yourselves to blame. Box out.
Ginobili with the steal. And a fast break now for the Spurs. And Laverne throws it down.
And that unpredictable nature of Ginobili, it can be frustrating for the defense, especially when he's cutting them to pieces with his passing.
And as it goes out of bounds, Houston able to keep the ball here. That's a 2 from Paul. Oh, and the buzzer beater's good.
Great awareness of the clock to end the quarter.
I like that. Even though he's in a hurry, he still remains under control.
And we reach the end of the first quarter. Spurs out in front, up 5. The second quarter coming up right after this break, so don't go anywhere. And you talk to Chris Paul, and it's clear he was born to play the point guard position.
Fortunately, I've always been vertically challenged, so I've never had to play power forward or center on anybody's team. I've been passing and getting into the lane, dishing the ball off to a teammate, helping people score my entire career.
Vertically challenged, that's classic coming from Chris Paul. But, you know, seriously, Greg, he's taken that challenge and made the most of what he's got. A terrific player.
Really, and you know what? He's actually turned that challenge on his head when he goes right at much bigger players and uses their size against them.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. Guys, what's your take on the Spurs so far?
Playing smart in this first period. Credit their unselfish play.
Always a good strategy. Get as many people involved as you can early on.
Mills and Manu at the guards. Anderson is out there with Rudy Gay. And it's Laverne in at the 5, down low. That's the San Antonio 5.
And you think back to some of the highest paced and up-tempo teams in the league. This Houston group is right up there with all of them. They look to push it on you the second they get a chance.
Parker's checked in for Patty Mills. Now here's Paul. 8 points for him. Shoots it up. And again, the Rockets good for 2.
Wow, he's only going to hit that shot about 1 out of 10 times.
And with the pace the Rockets play with, Chris, it isn't just running as soon as they can. Part of the decision to have Harden as the point guard last season was to speed up their playmaking from the beginning.
Well, the Rockets have streamlined everything and cut down the total time to run their sets. That's why they get so many possessions in the game. They know the more chances they get with their offense, the better the results are.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, the Spurs have never been the flashy team in the NBA. Tony Parker said beautiful basketball is playing the right way. Ball movement, pure, beautiful basketball is the way we've played. You have all sorts of fans, and there should be something for everybody. Kevin, he told me a long time ago, if we were in New York, people would love us.
And during Popovich's time in San Antonio, the Spurs have always played together, D.A. Got to respect their team-first approach to the game. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
San Antonio shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line. And the first one at the line is good. You want to talk about a coach who's known for bringing offense to a team, then Mike D'Antoni is your guy. Widely regarded, Chris, as one of the best offensive coaches in the league and is the godfather, many say, of the 7 seconds or less style of play.
Yeah, you look up at how this team runs their sets and pushes the tempo. It reminds me a bit of how the old D'Antoni Suns played. certainly whatever team D'Antoni coaches, they're going to have some entertaining and up-tempo play.
Spurs leading by 6. Anderson's shot is off.
I like the burst to the bucket right there, but the finish has got to be better.
Got a piece of it. Stolen by Anderson. And Parker gets it to go. The assist by Anderson.
Yeah, and even though he's a little older now, Parker still possesses exceptional speed. He really turns on the Jets in transition for easy looks like that.
Paul's shot is off.
Well, that's the shot they're looking for. A clean three-pointer. Just can't get it to go.
And Gasol slams it in.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
But it's surprising, Kev, to see so little urgency on the defensive side, especially with them losing this game right now.
Kicks it out to Paul, looking to end the run. Paul can't get that one to fall.
And they just tried everything to stem the tide here, but nothing seems to work.
Yeah, trying to recapture momentum. When the tide's running against you, very difficult to do. What will the young kids say today? Ride that wave.
It's good, and the San Antonio lead is cut down to just 8 points on the bucket from Ariza. And so we conclude the first half. Spurs lead by 10. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks so much. Kawhi, you seem to be so at ease out there. How much is that helping your game?
It's helping me out a lot. Just coming in the game relaxed, just with more intensity. I mean, my teammates are getting me involved on the offensive end. I'm playing great on defense. We just got to keep it up second half and not let it up.
Hey, Kawhi, thank you very much for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the halftime show on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. A pretty close game for the Spurs throughout the first quarter. At the end of one, they were able to end up with a 5-point lead. They took over in the second quarter, building their lead up to 10 points by the half and looking very much like a team that is determined to turn this game into a laugher. And Shaq, what are your thoughts on how San Antonio played?
I like their commitment to that inside game, boy. Get it inside to the post. Got to be scoring in the post, splashing to the basket. Just shoot the high percentage shot. No jumpers, no threes. They're being a more aggressive team, the more physical team. They're definitely going to win this game, Ernie.
How about you, Kenny? What did you think about Houston?
Well, they're trailing in this game because they're shooting under 35%. Now, I've got to give a lot of credit to the defense, forcing the shooters off their spots and making them feel uncomfortable. But if someone takes something away from you, you have to be able to adapt.
And that's all we can do for now. As the second half begins, we get you back to Kevin Harlan.
A time-lapse view of the Friendship Torch and all the activity around it as we take you back here to downtown San Antonio. And the second half about to start here in just a few moments. And look at Chris Paul. What a contribution.
His points production thus far off the charts. It's only been 2 quarters. Just a great effort for him for the entire half.
Yeah, right. I mean, the defense hasn't had an answer for this guy yet. Just too skilled, too driven this far.
Now the second half about to start up and begin any moment. And Chris, you were the #1 overall draft pick back in 1993. We've seen a lot of greats taken with that pick, but it also seems that those #1 picks who aren't as successful face a lot of pressure, a lot of criticism. There's a lot on your plate to handle. Can you talk about that for us?
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure for some players being the #1 pick. But I've always laughed and I've thought about players that maybe people say maybe they were a bust, maybe this player wasn't good. Well, I think you should go back and look at the GM that picked them. I mean, the GM is the guy that assesses talent, So when there were a few players that were picked #1, and many players said, "What are you doing?" You've played against him. we would never pick him #1. So before that, I think the NBA is about opportunity and situation. Look at a guy like Chauncey Billups. He went to Boston. He didn't do well at Boston. They called him a malcontent, said he couldn't play, and then he ended up being one of the best leaders that the game had. And so this game is all about situation and opportunity. Can you find the right fit? That's why if you're a player, you can't let frustration get to you. You have to continue to work hard, continue to prove your game, because when you play, you're auditioning for the other teams in the league as well. They're saying, wait a minute, we see his unique talent, skills, and we see his unique skill set, and we could use him. And so many times you just have to wait for the right position, the right situation.
Well, we've got a moment. Let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. And so in the game for the Rockets, Anderson is down low with Capella. Filling out the wings, it's Harden and Ariza. And it's Paul in at the point. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, guys, Kawhi Leonard has become a go-to scorer, but his focus still starts at the defensive end. He said, my mindset is the same every game. Whoever I'm playing against, I go in and try to stop their best scorer and then try to get myself going in the offensive end. Kevin?
And David, that's what you get with Kawhi. Mr. Consistency, one of the best two-way players in the game. And Danny Green, undrafted out of North Carolina. He's been a linchpin of the Spurs' great defense over his career.
You know, 6'6" with that 6'10" wingspan. This is a guy that can block shots like a big man, guards three positions, and one of the guys that we call the prototype when you talk about that 3 and D wing player.
That shot off. Leonard attacks.
And he moves so well. When Leonard drives the lane, it's pretty much a guaranteed bucket. Terrific body control, and he plays with the ultimate force.
And Rudy Gay picks up the foul. That's his first foul. 51 seconds left to play in the third. Nene kicks it to Tucker. Misses the three. Spurs leading by 14. The drive by Green. Gordon with the defensive effort.
That type of defense doesn't always get it done, but it does the job that time.
Harden kicks to Gordon. Screen by Baamute. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Green. A different look now for San Antonio. Pau Gasol, he's checked in for Leonard. Ginobili comes in for Green, and it's DeJounte Murray in for Patty Mills. Houston with a big group substitution here. Clint Capella, he's checked in for Nene. Anderson comes in for Mbamute. Trevor Ariza's checked in for P.J. Tucker. And it's Paul in for Eric Gordon. Murray the pass to Aldridge. Murray dishes to Gasol. Back to Murray with one on the clock. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. And the Spurs lead by 14. And so it's San Antonio sitting with a comfortable lead up by 14. What a night they've had in terms of their shooting. Everything dropping in for them. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. A chance now to hear Greg Popovich talking to his team just moments ago.
Nobody holds the ball, not even 1,001. You catch it, it's a shot, it's a drive or pass, whatever you got.
Specific instructions from Greg Popovich. If you don't have a clean look, don't have an open lane, move the ball.
Yeah, and the key is fast decision-making, and that takes great recognition from all five guys in terms of communication. That's really what we call chemistry.
And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. Aldridge is at the 4 with Gasol at the 5. Murray out there with Ginobili, and it's Gay in at the small forward. And that's who's in the game for the Spurs.
And this is like another case of Murphy's Law right now, and it's been their own doing, really, just like we saw there.
Parker's checked in for San Antonio. Chris, during your career, you always had incredible footwork in the post. Who are some of the bigs that impress you with their footwork today?
Oh, wow. I think you have to look down in New Orleans. I mean, they have two great examples in Cousins and Davis, two guys that can dance with the best of them. You look at Minnesota and that young fella Cat there, the way that he plays and moves his feet and how he handles it in the post, you have to love it. But I love where the big men are today because they have great footwork. They have the skill set of the small guys that still use their size. But those three come to mind right now.
It's not a lost art either. I think guys realize that their footwork is sometimes their ticket to a good career.
They're better, and if not, they need to open the basketball history books and look at guys like Akeem Olajuwon and Kevin McHale, two of the best ever with footwork. And that's why, you know, it's fun growing up playing other sports because it prepares you for basketball. It prepares you having the footwork and having to be a big guy but still being light on your feet.
Now a timeout called by Houston. They're down by 18. 1:49 left in the fourth quarter. San Antonio making a switch here. Green's checked in. .149 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Paul with the three. Rebounded by the Spurs. Gage got his third rebound on the night. Here's Green. The rebound by Harden. Harden's got his third rebound tonight, and the foul called on Danny Green. That's his first foul. Houston, a whole new 5 on the floor.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for the Spurs.
They never settled for mediocre shots.
And Kevin, they had great penetration this time out.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Pau Gasol.
He was the alpha dog out there tonight. Totally in charge of this game. No matter what the situation was, he was the one to dictate the action.
To the inside. Parker outside. Nene against Gasol. Aldridge left side. And the dunk by Aldridge.
And giving the fans what they came to see, a spirited performance.
Yeah, with a double-digit lead at this point, they can pretty much mark this one up in the win column.
Here's Gordon. And he didn't get quite enough under that one. Green kicks to Aldridge. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. And the Spurs lead by 19.
And how much longer are they going to keep that foot on the accelerator?
At this point, it's just icing on the cake. Terrific run, closes it out.
Nene with the screen on Green. Gordon kicks to Nene. And count it. He'll head to the line with a chance to make it 3.
Look at the intensity of Nene, one of the strongest guys in the game. Phenomenal at scoring the ball inside.
Murray with it. It's Ginobili outside. Some solid defense there by Nene. Ball's knocked loose. Stolen by Anderson. And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense. Potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were pretty much dominant.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Danny, a strong defensive effort both individually and team. Now, how comfortable are you at that end of the floor now, knowing that you can make things tough on the opposition?
Well, we want to make them take tough shots. We're not comfortable at any point defensively, but we got to continue to be active and be aggressive and get our hands on loose balls.
It's been the mark of the Spurs for a long time, Danny. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that about wraps it up. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.